Okay, so our final tool is called a template. Okay, and a template is a piece of plastic that has been die cut with some shapes on it. In your toolkit you have a template that's got circles. You also have another small template that's got some little odd shapes in it. Talk about this guy first. Haven't had a lot of case for drawing stop signs over and over and again, so or little stars. So this template is kind of fun to play around with, but ultimately probably not going to be very useful for us. How often do you have to draw little hexagons exactly that size, right? And this is the basic idea of a template. You have to draw something and you don't want to draw it more than once because it's kind of a repetitive thing. So we can go in there with the template, we can trace the outline, and we get the same shape every time. Here's our little highway shield marker, sheriff's badge looking thing, right? So a template is designed so that if you have to draw things over and over, you can reproduce them quickly and easily. The circle template. The circle template that came with your toolkit can be used to draw circles. You just have to know how to set it up correctly so that your circle is not lopsided. And here's what you have to do. If you want to use the template to draw circles, you need to have a center mark. You need to have a starting point, and the starting point or the center mark would be where the center of the circle would be. If we were going to use the compass to draw the circle, we would stick the point of the compass right there on that center mark, right? But you're probably seeing that it's kind of difficult to manipulate the compass and to get perfect, nice circles. And especially small circles are really hard to do with the compass. So how does the template work? Well, if you look on the template, you'll see sizes printed on each of the circles. These are diameters. Circles are measured in diameter. So if I look at 3/4, this is a 3/4 inch diameter circle. And I'll bring it over here. And now I want to make sure that my circle is exactly centered on my center mark. And the way you do that is there is a dot, and a dot on this template. You line the dots up with the center mark line. See, these two dots line up with that horizontal line, and this dot lines up with the vertical line. And when they are all lined up, if you now draw your circle, now that circle is perfectly, exactly, precisely where it needs to be. Okay, so this is how the template is used. Now your template might not have little dots cut into it. It might have lines, and that's okay too. On this template, the circle here has a line, and a line, and a line. Right, so how does this work? Well, find the circle you want to use. I'm going to use this 1 inch diameter circle here. And I'm going to bring it over to my center mark. And I'm going to line up this line, and this line. Actually, let's do this. Let's make another center mark right above it. I'm going to line up this line, and this line, and this line with the lines I drew. And once all three of those lines are lined up, I trace, and my circle is precisely and exactly in the center of the area that I'm drawing in. Some templates have marks even on the smaller circles. To a certain point though, it probably won't if they're very tiny. But if they're that tiny, you can probably eyeball it. Right, like on my big template here, there are no dots to line anything up. Smaller than 15-30 seconds. You just figure, hey, if it's that small, you can judge by eye close enough to be able to get that circle centered on your center mark.